Now, nearly 500 miners at a chrome shaft near the troubled Rustenburg area have downed tools in a wage dispute. It comes after workers at Lonmin's Marikana mine headed back to work after 2 days of walkouts and stoked fears that more could be on the way. CCTV's Henderson reports from Johannesburg.
Since last year, most of the strike action we've seen has been very much centred around the platinum and gold sectors. This is the first time that a chrome mine has been dragged into this labour strife. 470 workers, we understand, have downed their tools earlier last week at a mine northwest of Rustenburg in Northwest Province, owned by a company called Lanxess Chemicals. Now, we understand that the chrome sector isn't somewhere that this new AMCU union yet has a foothold. These are believed to be members and supporters of the National Union of Mine Workers, who is now trying to persuade this group to return to work. It's a concern to mining bosses because it just shows the appetite amongst workforces across the mining sector for protest and the potentially lack of control that unions appear to have over them. Now, last Friday, the president of this new union, AMCU, made a speech in the heart of the platinum belt at Lonmin's Marikana mine, in which he said that he was going to mobilise a mass march all the way to the presidency in the capital, Pretoria, and that he was prepared to bring the South African economy, he said, to a standstill as these wage negotiations get underway across the mining sector. Now, on the surface at least, AMCU has, now that it's become this fully fledged and legalised union, been calling, at least on the surface, for restraint, self-discipline and peaceful protest by its members, although we do understand that AMCU supporters are to engage in a wildcat strike going into next week at an Anglo-American platinum mine in Rustenburg. So there is still that big question around whether AMCU or indeed any of the other unions are going to be willing or even able to control their members as these wage negotiations get underway. And that's certainly a sentiment that's being felt by investors too. Last week, the rand fell to a 4-year low against the dollar, and we're also hearing mumbles from the ratings agency Moody's that South Africa could be at risk of yet another ratings downgrade later in the year. Henderson, CCTV, Johannesburg.